a Democrat. There's no room in America's democracy for political violence. I'm grateful for law enforcement's fast response. I'm glad the former president is safe, and my thoughts and prayers go out to everyone involved. The readers on X, on Twitter, have said Bernie Thompson proposed legislation that would have authorized the removal of the Secret Service protection from former presidents upon sentencing following conviction for a federal or state offense that is punishable for a term of imprisonment of at least 1 year. I mean...
Well, look, this is a tweet. I'm very glad it has surfaced. This is reflective of what a lot of Democrats feel. Their derangement against Trump is so intense that they just thought, yes, let's decline his Secret Service. Now, I just think it was basically out of malice. If they knew in advance it would result in where we are, they would have said, oh, look, we shouldn't do that. That would be silly. But they just can't help themselves. They're driven by emotion. It's an evil emotion. They're just obsessed with this guy, Donald Trump. And but look, yeah, on the put options, okay, I agree it's interesting and it needs to be looked at. My hunch is it's a coincidence, if it's true, and it probably is true. It's an odd coincidence, so it needs to be looked into. I mean, the alternative is that somebody on Wall Street, if it wasn't a coincidence, it means that somebody on Wall Street took a massive punt that the Trump social stock price was going to collapse on Monday. Okay, now if Trump had died, would have. I mean, Truth Social has gone through the roof. It's up about 30% because he survived. If he had died, it might have helped Truth Social as well. But the thing that makes me think I think it's 90% sure it's a coincidence. The thing that says 10% it's not is it was a very big, put option buy.
Yeah.
It wasn't insignificant. It was huge.
Yeah.
So
and they hadn't previously done anything of that magnitude.
No, I agree. So, look, there's going to be a major inquiry into this, what we would call a royal commission. Like, something big like this, there has to be. So hopefully that'll be something that they look into.
And that actually just creates more of a, I mean, I don't want to sound sort of alarmist here, but that does actually create more of a motive for people to do away with Trump, because they know that if he becomes president, one of the first things he's going to do is launch an inquiry into how this assassination managed to actually take place, how this assassination attempt actually managed to take place.
A couple more things, Elvis. It was really interesting that there were actually explosive devices found at Crook's residence and in the car.
And a receiver on the shooter.
And a receiver on the shooter, absolutely. And that we've seen photos of that. And it was really interesting because Nigel Farage actually resurfaced this tweet by Nigel Farage. He found it and retweeted it from 2014. What separates the winners from the losers is how a person reacts to each new twist of fate. I was wondering what your thoughts are on that, especially from an MMA perspective. You know, you win in some and you lose some.
Well, as I said, when you're fighting and, this political battle has become a real